Good morning everyone. So what we're going to be doing is some mini pastel exercises using plants and flowers as our inspiration. I'm going to be working on different coloured paper and showing you kind of crossing over between sticks and pencils in some really simple little processes. Okay, so there's nothing that tough here. Now first of all, I've got my reference image from Pexels, royalty free by Fairy Felinio. Unusual name as always. This amazing beautiful image of the bird of paradise flower. Because it's got such strong oranges and I wanted to make them really pop in this, I've gone for a black pastel paper. You could use black sugar paper at work just as well, but I had a load of black pastel paper, so I thought I'd go for this. Orange against black always looks really dramatic, so if you really like colour and you want to make colour look even brighter, more highly saturated, using a black background will give you that result. Now also I have a charcoal pencil, which is going to be using for some of the darker shadows and cross contamination. If you find that you want to go even deeper and darker than a charcoal pencil, then you're looking at using a carbon pencil. I have a white pastel pencil there. I have a set of colours that I thought were particularly good for this reference image, as you can see here. So I've got like a light yellow, a stronger yellow, an orange, a red, a purple, a blue and a green. I also have some Conte crayons, which are fundamentally small soft pastels with a little bit more binder in them, which makes them harder, arranged there, but again I'm going to be using the same kind of colours across. And I have some softer unison as well, which are going to give me my really strong whack of colours always towards the end. Now when you're working with this, sticks are about giving you area of coverage, so if you want to, you know, get colour down quite quickly, then you're going for the sticks. The soft pastel pencils are about detail and accuracy. It's up to you on how far you want to take each one, but it gives you options. It's always good to have options when you're dealing with the art world. The other thing you're going to probably want is a putty rubber. So I've got a putty rubber there. And a few of you might have blending tools that you want to use, or a piece of tissue. It's completely up to you. I think I've got a few blending tools around, I'm not sure. A lot of the time the trick with soft pastels is to just do it without the tools so that you get used to the pressure control and mixing colour on the surface of the paper. To start off with, let's get the drawing down. I'm using a white pastel, and first of all I have drawn a rectangle ultimately that I'm going to put this into. This rectangle is a little bit bigger than this. It's an A5 rectangle with a little bit cut off the end because the aspect ratio had to meet the flower, or I'd end up stretching my flower too long. So holding towards the end, let's draft in the big bulky part. This is quite a nice easy one. You can see this is further downhill on the right than on the left of the bottom of the flower, and it's quite triangular, so you're looking at getting a triangle in there to roughly plot that in. So holding that pencil, bring your line down, start creating your triangle shape, and then you've got the stem obviously that will help you place it slightly more towards the left hand side. Now you can look at this negative space and play around with that. I've gone a little bit higher, so it just gives me a little bit of leeway. I also like having this border, so that way I can lean on it without worry of getting pastel all over my hand and blending the pastel on the surface of the paper. Now I've got to get these two sections of the flower coming up here from this point. Now I'm looking at getting the angle and the position, not too worried about the shape at this stage. And you can see how scrappy my lines are. I'm going backwards and forwards over them. It really doesn't matter, I can just wipe it all off with a putty rubber once I'm happy. Then let's bulk these out a little bit and create, again, more triangular shaped petals. It's more almond-esque. Let's bring that in there because we've got that triangle that's sitting on top of it. Bring that along and down, and again there's another triangle just sitting up here from the bud. So once I've got the main bulk, I've got the positioning, the rough shapes, then I'm sliding my hand down and I'm getting a much more accurate representation looking at the kinks and the curves of the flower. Okay, fairly easy, eh? Good, that's what I like to hear. So, like I said before, once you've got to this stage, you probably want to grab your putty rubber and clean up your drawing. It's always wise, no matter what medium you're working in, to try and keep it as crisp and linear as possible, because that way you'll know which lines you want to keep and which lines are errors that you need to remove. It's easy to make too many errors going on drawings where you've got rather a lot of construction lines and guidelines. I'm a little bit too far right, so I just jimmy it across, which is all part of having the border. It means it gives you more freedom to do that. Now that you've got the main bulk of the flower down, you're looking at putting base colours in for most places. Now, you don't want to be leaning on anything you've worked, so therefore you want to work down from the top to the bottom. I'm going to start off by putting in these orange sections. Now with orange, we know it's made from red and yellow mixing. I'm going to put in some of the yellow because I can see that to start off with, and it's got kind of a shine to the petals. So let's put some yellow in. And then can you see that you've got a fuzzy orange behind? Let's put that in, and I'm holding it on the side, so I'm getting a much more gentler quantity of pastel on the surface of the paper. Let's get a little bit of white. Wipe those in a little bit more. So white's a great pastel colour. It can be used to blend other colours into one another, or it can be used to lighten. Now because this is on pastel paper, it means that you've got a little bit of grain you've got to work against, so therefore it's going to have the tooth to hold it on. You can take a little bit of the white, work the white in, and then work up the other colours into that and smooth it out, both the surface and the pastel shade. Right, so you see I've put down some base colours for each section. I'm going to leave those up there so that if I need to come back, I know exactly which colours I use for this artwork. Then I'm going to move into the pencils and start fine tuning things. You might want to give it a little bit of a blow. And then you can use your pencils to come in and start building up the detail. You might find that you need a few pencils on the go at once. And remember, like I said, that other colours are made from like primaries, so you can always take your red and increase the orange look by putting down a little bit of the red. Because everything's going to start mixing in with one another at this stage. You always take your orange. Just play around with that red. And because it's in a pencil form, it's better at getting the fine lines and shapes that you want to achieve. And you can always get a stick and go back in if you find that you've lost a little bit of saturation that you couldn't quite get with a pencil. Give it a bit more welly. Like so. You can also use your black charcoal. So a bit of this, like the line here is being lost to this part of the flower. So I'm going to draw that in. With a charcoal pencil, just softly. Then I'm going to get my red and my orange, and I'm going to just cross-contaminate over the top to make it look like it was shadow. Appear quite natural. And immediately you should start seeing a little bit more crispness of the shape that you're trying to achieve. Now, a lot of this we're going to have to put the green background in to get the shape completely, but it gives you an idea. Right, there you go, the bare bones are down. Let's just clean up some of this. I'll add in a little bit of purple. And then it's pretty much about putting in the background. Okay, so let's get those sticks back and put some shade in the background. I like them a little bit smaller because then I can get that coverage in real quick. We do want it to go up and down tone, so it's going to be a little bit of layering. White in there. Just up that orange saturation, a bit more downward pressure. And make this orange a bit darker. So if I put down a little bit of green. Sorry, losing my mind there. I put down a dark blue and then I put a green on top. It'll just make it go a little bit darker. Let's go for a darker green. And just fine tune off the odd bit of detail here and there. It's usually about bringing in highlights and shadows. Right, with this one, to exaggerate the shadows sitting underneath, I'm just going to work this flower behind. Remember, it's out of focus, so it's slightly fuzzy. So this one, because it's in focus, should be quite crisp with the details. Right, so now we've got this down, we're looking at using the really soft pastels. We've got to give it a real sharp zing. You'll find that if you've got expensive pastels, that a little bit of pigment goes a long way. So you can see how I'm not applying too much pressure with these pastels, but they're giving me quite a strong colour here. They're best to be used towards the end of any work. can do the same thing how, you know, I did initially, of putting down the pastels and then using one colour to blend into another. So you can see how I put the red down. Now I'm going to boost that orangey red tone a little bit more yellow, that it's mixing on the surface and making the picture look really sharp. And a little bit of softening out. If you only have like a small budget, it's always wise, if you're going to go for a very soft pastel, just to go for a white, because you'll be amazed at how much a difference of putting a white highlight in can make with these types of pastel work. You don't necessarily need a huge set. Put in a little bit of red. And again, be careful about using a blending tool. You might find that because they're so soft, if you add it on and then take it off, well, you'll end up taking off a lot using the blending tool. Less is more. And put in a little bit of blue. Just gently slide over, be very gentle on them. Okay, and you should end up with something that looks like that. Right, let's move on to the next one and play around with some more colour. I'll see you in a moment.